Welcome back to Screens and Dream, the place where student developers build real-world projects using AI and modern tools. I'm Jibran Rehan, a passionate full-stack developer, Class 10 student, intern at Combine Foundation, and active learner at GIAIC. This is day 5 of our 7 days of coding with Next.js 14, and today I'll cover something very powerful: data fetching in the app router, including SSR, SSG, and fetching data inside dynamic routes. If you haven't watched day 1 to day 4, please go check them out first. This episode builds directly on those lessons. So, what is data fetching in Next.js? In Next.js 14 with the app router, you can fetch data in server components, client components, and API routes. There are 3 main strategies you should understand. Fetch, for calling APIs, get server-side props, which is old and now replaced by server components, and get static props, which is also old and now replaced by generateStaticParams. Let's start with fetching data in a server component. Imagine you want to show blog posts in app/blog/page.tsx. Here's a quick example. Export default async function blog page, const_res =await fetch, https, JSON placeholder, typicode.com posts, const post =await res.json, return, blog post, post.slice, 05, map post =. This component will fetch data on the server side before rendering. Next, let's talk about static site generation, or SSG. You can now generate static pages using generateStaticParams for dynamic routes. For example, if you want to pre-render blog posts at build time, you'd do this: export async function generateStaticParams, const_res =await fetch, https, JSON placeholder, typicode.com posts, const post =await res.json, return post.slice, 05, map post =slug post.id.toString. Then you use the slug in your dynamic page, export default async function, blog post, params, const res =await fetch, const post =await res.json, return, post.title, post.body. This is called static generation with dynamic routes. What about client-side data fetching? If you want to fetch data after the component loads, just like classic React, use useEffect in a client component, use client, import, useEffect, useState from React, export default function, client data, const, data, set data, =useState, useEffect, fetch, https, JSON placeholder, typicode.com posts, then res =res.json, then set data, return, data.slice, 03, map, post post.title. Use this only when you need user-specific or real-time data. Now let's look at where you'll use these skills in the real world. For blogs, you'll fetch posts from a CMS like Sanity, Contentful, or even Markdown files. For products, fetch from e-commerce APIs. For dashboards, get dynamic data on each visit. And for user profiles, fetch personalized content for every user. So, you've now learned how to use server components, static generation, and dynamic routing with data in Next.js 14. You're building real-world full-stack developer skills. Up next in day 6, we'll build custom API routes and handle forms in Next.js, submitting data and processing it with back-end logic. Stay tuned and subscribe to Screens and Dream. Drop a hash code with Jibran in the comments if you're learning with me.